Okay, now insert the clip of my live reaction.
This is SportsCenter.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and wow, what a Friday show we've got coming up. As we've got Pete Blackburn here to talk Leafs Bruins, Sam and DZ from Bermuda, what the heck are they doing there? And Tim Hauraney from Miami. So we're going worldwide today, but we gotta start with the Leafs. Because we all saw this coming, right? Of course the Bruins and Leafs are going to 7. And the result of this series has the potential to shape the future for both of these franchises. For starters, we gotta talk the streak versus the streak. And which one will come to an end? I hate to remind myself of this, but Toronto has lost 6 straight Game 7s. 3 against Boston, with the first being that 2013 collapse. I don't really think that we should be talking 2013 at this point in time, though. I feel like it's giving bad vibes and we gotta go into the weekend feeling up. While the Bruins are on the verge of blowing another 3-1 lead, which has never been done by a team in back-to-back seasons in all 4 big sports. The seats have never been hotter for both of these coaches. And the players as well. Jim Montgomery says Pasta needs to step up, and he's not wrong. The Bruins star has gone 2 straight games without a point, and he's only scored twice in the series, which currently is his lowest goal output in a postseason since his first ever playoff appearance. On the Leafs side of things, Mitch Marner is the guy everybody has their eyes on, especially if Austin Matthews cannot go again on Saturday.
Yeah, there's been progress. He skated again here today, but no determination on his availability.
But Marner has been quiet with 3 points this series. And since round 2 against Florida, he's managed to produce just 2 goals and 4 assists. But we also have to talk about Joseph Woll, because this stat is unreal. With last night's win, he became the first goalie in NHL history whose first 3 playoff wins were all elimination games. I cannot even begin to express how impressed we were sitting there in the building watching Joseph Woll do his thing. Some of the pucks that he stopped made no sense. How could he see that coming? I don't know. He was on another level, and we were so impressed with sweet baby Woll. Okay, we're not done talking Leafs just yet, because we also have to bring in one of our favorite guests ever, who also happens to be a Bruins fan, Pete Blackburn. Great to see you.
Yeah, it's less great to see you at this point under these circumstances, but thank you for having me.
Yeah, I understand that sentiment, actually. When you've been on the show in the past, you've seen a swaggering wrestling villain with your hot takes. But what we saw last night on Twitter was a sad, broken man. Has your confidence returned today?
No, definitely not. And time makes fools of us all. Everything comes back around. And it's not just that the Bruins are losing again in a 3-1 series and in danger of blowing it, but it's who they're losing to and how they're losing. And my video last night basically said, I think the Bruins are just becoming the Leafs, and their stars just go quiet. And it's the level of performance, the level of effort, the level of desperation. It's just not there. And it's really, really infuriating. And I know that I don't have to tell that to Leafs fans.
No, I understand. We are all one and the same here. But with both of our teams' recent history of choking, is it more of a question for Game 7 of who's going to win or who's going to choke?
Yeah, I think it's a misery bowl at this point. And if you're a neutral fan, if I was a neutral fan outside of these 2 teams, this would be the greatest situation of all time, because you have on one side a team that has their daddy just beat them every single year, which is the Leafs and the Bruins. And then on the other side, you've got the Bruins, who are in danger of blowing a 3-1 series lead again in horrifying, embarrassing fashion. So either way, a neutral fan has got tears that they're just going to lap up aggressively for a while. And that kind of stink is going to attach itself to the losing team.
Who are you mad at more, though? Is it Joseph Woll or any Leafs, or the players on your team?
I'm not mad at anybody on the Leafs. I can't be mad at anybody on the Leafs. They're showing up, and they're embarrassing the Bruins. I'm more mad at Jim Montgomery for tweaking with the lineup in Game 5. I'm mad at the entire roster for not coming out with any desperation in either of those 2 games. I mean, you look at the first 30 minutes of both Game 5 and Game 6. The Bruins got a combined 4 shots on net. It's insane. Can't happen. Really embarrassing. And it's just, you need to see more killer instinct out of the group.
The Leafs have won the last 2 without Austin Matthews, so maybe he's better not returning, or would you like to see him return so maybe your Bruins have a shot?
I mean, you're asking me if I want the best player on the other team to return to the team. And I know that they've had some success without him in the lineup. But there's no way that I'm rooting for Austin Matthews to come back into the lineup. As much as I love him as a player, I love the Bruins more. I want the Bruins to win the series. I don't want to be embarrassed again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you and I are one and the same. Love to hate you, buddy. Have a good one.
Sounds good.
Look, I get plenty of great assignments here on Digital Sportscentre. I've been in Monaco, Vegas for the Super Bowl, and I will be at F1 Montreal in a month. Oh, well, wait, I forgot to also mention Australia for the Women's World Cup. Hello. But but never in my life have I had a dream assignment like DZ and Sam, who are joining us from Bermuda now. DZ and Sam, why are you in Bermuda and why wasn't I invited?
Monaco, Vegas, F1 in Montreal, and she's trying to add another to the list. Is that what I heard?
Yeah. You got enough, Marissa.
Why
okay?
would I have everything?
Yeah.
At all events. I don't know, Marissa. You tell us.
Leave something for us. Okay, we're here. Again, it's Friday. It's the rehearsal day for Sale GP. We've got the ships in behind us. We saw them putting them in the water, and it's a might to behold that the tech teams are working on out here so far.
Okay, that's great. Well, did I mention I also went to Regina for the Grey Cup a couple years ago? So you're not the only two who are up, okay? What have you learned about sailing and the Bermuda Sale GP so far?
Marissa, as you can see behind us, the scale of Sale GP is just enormous. When I got here, I started looking around trying to find the boats immediately. They put them together using giant cranes at the side of the water. It's really, really, again, something awesome to behold in person.
The best part of it as well, though, there's 2 podiums that they have. While you can actually win the race, and obviously there's $1 million at the end of this season, they also have an impact league so that when they go to these places, they're not just taking from the community, they're giving back. And all of this is actually scored. So yeah, you can win at racing, but you can also win by supporting the world and the community. So it's really cool.
Well, I'm extremely jealous and cannot wait to see the content you guys are capturing this weekend.
Marissa, we'll have you next time.
Yeah, next time.
Now joined by racing guy Tim Hauraney from Miami twice in 1 week. Timothy, great to see it.
Marissa, hello. What, you don't want to see me twice in 1 week? That's a big thing.
No, I do want to see you twice in 1 week. Okay? We love you over here, Tim. All right, we always love when you have track access and you're currently on the track as we speak. What makes this Miami track so different from others on the F1 circuit?
Oh, Marissa, you know I'm going to be getting that track access. I will not be denied when it comes to my track access. I digress. I think what makes this race so unique compared to the other ones that we visit is the fact that this is actually built through parking lots around the Hard Rock Stadium, so where the Miami Dolphins play during their NFL season. And just so you know that I'm not lying to you, Hard Rock Stadium, boop, right there, look at that, see? Told you, I wasn't lying to you. I think for this particular weekend, Ferrari could be pretty strong. I think they could challenge Red Bull Racing, maybe for wins. And I think also on top of all that, for Mercedes, they've brought a pretty big upgrade for this weekend as well, so it'll be interesting to see how all that pans out for them.
I love that he had to prove it to me that he was there. I believe you, Tim. Finally, what's on the agenda tonight? A little steak at Prime 112, ripping up the dance floor at Liv. What's on the agenda?
Oh, no. Look, we can't all be Marissa Roberto. Get all the swag in the world. Frontline service. Hey, but we do okay. No, look, I'm going back to the hotel, and I'm going to bed. I'm not going to go running, because I am absolutely exhausted. It's been an awesome few days here in Miami, and I am totally jacked.
Tim, always making the smart choices. Tim Hauraney, a pleasure as always.
Marissa, no, the pleasure is all mine. Always great to chat with you. Always great to be on DSC. Tell producer Chris I said what up, and thanks very much for having me.
All right, Chris, he says what up. And you can watch the Miami Grand Prix Sunday on TSN. Coverage begins at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. It's a big weekend for Canadian WNBA fans, because for the second time ever, Canada will host a preseason game, as the LA Sparks will take on the Seattle Storm. This will be a great time for fans in Edmonton to see one of Canada's best in Kia Nurse, as she takes on her old team in Seattle with her new team, the LA Sparks. And Kia headlines a star-studded group of Canadian ballers who are taking the WNBA by storm. And one of those Canadians we cannot wait to watch this season is Aaliyah Edwards, who was just picked 6th overall in the WNBA draft by Washington. Now, we've seen Canadians start to take over in the NBA space. It's wonderful to see it start to happen in the WNBA now. It's just so wonderful and a testament to the Canadian basketball program. And you can watch the WNBA Canada game Saturday night on TSN from Edmonton. Coverage begins at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Today's finally the day, because the North American debut of the official F1 exhibition is here. Following successful runs in Madrid and Vienna, the F1 exhibition is a must-visit destination for all racing fans. It features F1 cars, racing simulators, and never-before-seen artifacts dating back to 1887. Tim Hauraney and I got some early access this week and went through the entire exhibition to show you. Let's take a look. We're at F1, the exhibition here in Toronto. I saw your face the second we walked into this.
I saw your face when the second we walked in here as
fair.
well. So
I got really excited, but you lit up like a Christmas tree, because this is I feel like what F1 fans dream of, getting to witness all of everything in the history of F1 in one place. So we're walking through the first room here.
Yeah.
What sticks out to you?
I mean, I think when you first get in, Marissa, it's kind of like the music,
Yeah.
the sound of the cars,
Yeah.
sort of everything kind of just pulls you in, and then you start seeing the history of Formula One when you first kind of come in here. I mean, in particular, like this particular Lotus 99T, which was driven by Ayrton Senna, and then obviously we've been given the description of like where it came from. Obviously, it lives in Toronto now, and the story of how it got here. I mean, it's pretty incredible to see that, since I was like a huge Ayrton Senna fan, and he's one of the reasons why I got involved in the sport in the first place. So
I feel like he's the reason why a lot of people got into F1 in the first place, right? Or just racing sports in general. What a legend he was. And there's so many different legends on display here as we're walking through. Look at this. Look at my boy Enzo Ferrari.
I mean, like, I think like two of the most iconic characters in Formula One. I mean, obviously Formula One wouldn't be what it is today without Bernie Ecclestone, and then obviously Formula One wouldn't be what it is without Enzo Ferrari in Ferrari.
And as we leave this room, we're walking into the next, which I feel like you were already impressed with this one. The second you walked into this room, Tim, you lost your mind. You absolutely lost it because you took a look at this Haas right here.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, this is the real thing?
Yeah, this is
You just get replicas.
No, this is great. This is the VF20. So this is the car that Romain Grosjean, obviously raced in 2020, had that massive accident in as well.
Yeah.
But this is like the real deal. I mean, sometimes you come into exhibitions, or sometimes you come into Formula One events and you get like a show car. So it's not like a real thing. It's like made of plastic, right?
Yeah,
And it's just like, you're like, what is this? What am I looking at? This is the actual thing. Full carbon fiber, Marissa. You have the engine. I'm looking at the engine right here. Radiator. You have the exhaust, the gearbox, the rear end. I mean, it's absolutely incredible to see something like this up close and personal. And I think for the hardcore F1 fan, the hardcore racing fan, they're gonna be like me when they see this. They're gonna be like, oh my God, actually see this stuff, right?
That's just a snippet. To watch the full video, go to TSN's YouTube. And just a reminder, the official F1 exhibition is open at the Lighthouse Art Space in Toronto and runs for a limited time. Get your tickets now at f1exhibition.ca. That's all for today. We'll see you back here Monday. Have a great weekend and go Leafs.